Warning, we are about to spoil the movie Fight Club. If you've never seen Fight Club, or you plan on seeing Fight Club, then I'd click off this video. But if you've already seen it, or you don't care, which I recommend seeing it if you haven't, then please, stay with us.
I don't do the intro, Cameron.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. So, again, fun fact, this is the second time we are recording this episode because...
Flashback joke.
Halfway through, I think actually towards the end of the synopsis, the recording fucked up somehow because Justin scared me and I flinched and I accidentally held down the space bar. The way the program's set up, it's like, oh, do you want to stop the recording? Yes, and if you stop it and then hit it again, it says, do you, because it's the same file name, it's like, do you wish to overwrite this recording? And I hit yes, of course, like 5 times.
I think they want to hear what scared you. Cameron, what were you so worried?
No, don't, please.
Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm staying. You can watch me. We're across from each other.
Okay.
But, as I think I did, which episode was it? It was earlier on the 4th of July episode.
Yeah.
Whatever we recorded that day.
You did a whisper intro.
Yeah, because I can get very close to the mic and do ASMR stuff. But if I move my tongue around and make the sort of sounds inside my mouth, it makes Cameron squirm because he's wearing headphones. Mm-hmm. And he got worried I was going to do that and then hit spacebar like a big dingus.
Because I'm fine. I can tolerate ASMRs. I don't particularly care for them.
Send him all of them on
Please
Twitter.
Don't. Please
all of
don't.
them. I want Fight Club ASMR. Sent to Cameron, though, not to me.
Specifically added at Cameron Pixinc on Twitter, or CamCam, whatever I am.
Oh, that would just be solid slapping sounds from punches.
Oh, God. Someone will get off on it. But yeah, today's a movie that has... What?
Don't talk about it. First 2 rules are don't talk about Fight Club, which is a double negative. So we can. Let's continue.
All right. So yes, today's movie is Fight Club, as you can gather. And movie that's been talked about quite a bit, but it's a movie that me and Justin have both loved and have seen a lot. So
I think this is probably one of my most watched movies, not counting stuff I watched as a kid.
Yeah, it's a very rewatchable movie. It's 2.5 hours long, but it really doesn't feel like it. It just flies by. So
I think I felt it more on this watching, but that's because it was late at night when we were watching.
And we were all very tired. So I mean, I was a little tired, not too tired, but
I was still high on caffeine.
Yeah,
so.
you were.
You can be high on caffeine. Don't question it.
Yeah. Yes, you can. That's what a cat. It's called. No, it's called a caffeine. I'm agreeing with you. Why are you mocking me?
Because it's fun.
There are people who say you can't get high on caffeine. It's literally.
I don't know. Someone tried to correct me.
It's
not a high, but
it is a high. That's literally what caffeine does. It's called a caffeine high.
Strawman arguments are fun. Anyway, the movie.
So yeah, Fight Club. Yeah, I'll let you start on the synopsis again, and I'll just put my hands over here and not go anywhere near the space bar this time.
You better. But a little more before the synopsis. This was probably my favorite movie for a while.
Until Your Name.
Until Your Name, because Your Name is fucking great. And if you still haven't seen it, you're wrong.
I love the fuck out of that movie. Oh my God, I'm not excited for Weathering with You, but I am.
Oh yeah, his new movie. I'm pretty hyped for it.
I'm hyped, but I don't know if it's going to be a happy or sad ending.
Yes. And I'd also like to say it's not my favorite movie because I'm a rebellious teen who's cool and edgy. No, I love twists, and
yeah,
I like Twilight Zone growing up. So a twist that I honestly think is this good, it deserved probably my best spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, good twists that just make you go ooh are just amazing.
Ooh ee ooh ah.
Ting tang and the walla walla bing bang.
Someone is now very annoyed because that song is stuck in their head.
The original version or the version by Cartoons that was remade in the 2000s? It's like a Euro pop thing.
Either or.
Yeah, depends on the generation because I think that was originally in the 50s.
Okay. So, the movie. we're going to call the main character Jack, because we never get his name. In the script, it was Jack. And he constantly quotes from a book that says, I am Jack's blank.
Yeah. Jack, he's a psychomaniac.
Spoilers. But Jack is... Oh, you looked up his job title. Do you remember what it was?
Carl, I'll look it up. You can keep going.
Well, I want to save it. It's just easier. Okay. But Jack is a... No, it's not narcoleptic. Insomniac. He is
you did that last time during the recording, too.
I know. I get the two confused a lot. I know both involve sleep, but one is you fall asleep and one is you don't.
Yeah, he's a automobile recall specialist.
Yes. And is an automobile recall specialist. I'm not going to say that multiple times, so just go with it. Mm-hmm. But he hasn't been getting sleep. He tries to go to his doctor, and it's like, yo, let me sleep. Give me drugs. Pump me full of them. His doc's like, nah.
Because he has a terrible fucking doctor.
Yeah, honestly, his doctor, you can't die from not sleeping.
Yes, you can.
It's death by exhaustion. And he's like, if you want to see real pain, go to a support group. You know, those anonymous support groups for diseases or alcoholism. So he does. And since people think he's sick, they comfort him more. He even says this, like, the quieter you are, the more people think the worse.
Yeah.
And this actually lets him sleep. So, problem solved, movie over. Anyway, Marla Singer, a woman who is also doing what he does, which he calls being a tourist, starts kind of screwing up his piece because she walks into, the Anonymous for Testicular Cancer?
Yeah, testicular cancer, even though she's a woman.
It is a woman. Good job. But it starts breaking his inner peace and he can't sleep again.
Yeah.
He confronts her and says, okay, you know what? You get this. You get these days. I'll get these days. We'll never see each other again. She's like, fine.
Is that your impression of Helena Bonham Carter?
That's my impression of everyone, because that's what they sound like in an alternate universe. Fine.
You almost sound a little like Donald Trump.
I'm actually offended.
Well, it means you can impression good.
I'd rather do an impression of literally anyone else.
Fair.
Here, hold on. I'll do R. Kelly.
You do realize I heard Ginger lapping her water right as
it's okay. That. I want you to cut it anyway.
An impression of R. Kelly, you mean you'll pee on women?
I want a hard intermission there.
No, wait. Back up. Let me start earlier.
Anyway, they agree on the dates, and then we kind of cut to what his job is. He flies around going to different accidents of cars and then does a statistic to see if the cars are worth a recall, because they will do really shady things like locking everyone inside and burning them to death. In
a very brutal scene, because it's like, oh, you can like see her dentures that flew out there and like
into the got stuck in the ashtray or something.
Like it's like, oh, you can see the fat that was burned, body fat that was burned into the chairs. I was just like, fucking hell.
I mean, it's hard to see because it's all just black. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just describe it. It's like very. And on these trips, he runs into Tyler Durden.
Yeah. Played
by Brad Pitt. Also, Jack is played by Edward Norton, and Marla Singer Wilson.
Marla Singer is played by Helena Bonham Carter.
See, now you're saying Helena Bonham Carter.
I said it both ways because I don't want the internet to get too mad at me.
Helena Bonham Carter.
I don't know which way is the proper way to pronounce it, Helena or Helena.
Tim Burns' go-to number 2.
Yes.
The first is Johnny Depp.
Every time.
Because he wants Johnny Depp to fuck his wife.
It's either Johnny Depp or Danny DeVito.
I've seen it. This is off topic, but I've seen a meme where it was like...
Was it the Top Hat one?
Yeah, where... Danny, it's your agent. Tim Burton wants you to be in his new movie. I'll get my top hat.
Yeah, it's like slowly grabs top hat and sighs. I'll just tell him I'll be there.
But he meets Tyler Durden, a man who sells soap. And looks pretty fucking cool, especially for the 90s.
Yeah.
But they get off they're just kind of quick friends on the plane, have a chat. And Tyler gives Jack his business card. Jack gets home, goes to his apartment, and finds it's blown to smithereens. He tries to first call Marla, but hangs up immediately because she's mean. She's dumb. She's dumb and she smells.
Like cigarettes, probably.
Well, with how much she smokes? Yeah.
Yeah. Swear every scene in this movie she's smoking.
Yeah, because I think they were trying to make her look kind of unlikable. Mm-hmm. But she's a fine person.
Yeah, smoking.
I mean, kind of an asshole and steals, but...
tries to, pop pills all the time and commit suicide, but...
I mean, that doesn't make you an asshole.
No.
Hold on, my brain.
You can do it. You can do it. Loading bar above your head.
Fuck was I? Sorry.
He calls Marla.
He hangs up and then calls Tyler. Jesus Christ, my brain just completely broke. You'll have fun editing this one. I can tell already.
Yes.
But he calls Tyler and then they go out to have a few beers. They are up till bar closes, so like 3 a.m. And then Jack's like, I'll go get a hotel. And Tyler basically calls him out. He's like, just ask me if you can stay over. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Cut the foreplay.
Then he does, and Tyler says yes.
Yeah.
My brain is just, hold on.
Tyler says yes.
Says yes that he can stay.
Okay.
Ugh.
Stay together in a totally non-homosexual relationship.
It can be. It could not be. Who knows? Who cares? The internet does. But before they go home, they fight each other. Like, just play fighting for the most part. Mm-hmm. And then they start living together. Going on every weekend they'll go to the bar, have a couple drinks, and at the end of the night they'll fight each other. But this starts getting more of a following. More groups show up. Mm-hmm. And they start Fight Club. And even move it to the basement of the building. Because the bar owner's like, sure, why the fuck not? Mm-hmm. Well, not the bar. The owner of that establishment, but not the highest up. Because that happens later. But it will not be covered in the synopsis except for right now. Needless to say, it starts to grow. And then it even moves on to being more than just weekly.
Yeah.
More and more people are joining, and then Tyler starts giving people assignments. Assignments to disrupt the peace, let's say.
Just fun little pranks around town.
You just got pranked. Yeah. Like, making birds shit on used cars, blowing up a store side, making cars alarms go off with baseball bats. Fun stuff that you can do any day. Note, Cinema Roulette does not sponsor any of these violent acts.
Yes.
And then it starts to grow more and becomes an anarchist group called Project Mayhem, which is basically a cult.
Yeah.
The cult of Tyler.
It's basically a fucking... What was the word you just used? Anarchist. It's an anarchist cult that just lives in his house now.
Yep.
Just kind of there.
Also, Jack, through some very nice convincing of his fellow staff and his boss, he will now be paid as an informant to not blackmail the company.
Yep.
Which kind of gives them corporate sponsorship and takes out any plot hole of Jack having to go to work.
Yeah.
Then things get a bit extreme. They blow up not blow up an entire office building, but they blow up enough windows and paint the side of the building so it's a big smiley face. Mm-hmm. And then the police commissioner's like, we're gonna stop these hoodlums.
That's exactly what he sounded like, by the way.
Yeah, he's the chief of police. And so they go and, do the nice thing of threaten to chop off his balls if he doesn't listen. And keeps investigating.
A little friendly gesture. Just do this and we won't chop off your balls.
If you kids want a tip on how to pass your math test, that's step 1.
What if your teacher's a female?
Threaten to chop off their boobs? I don't know.
Their boobs?
I don't know. Something that won't kill them right away, I guess? Well, no, it would have to be small. Chop off their fingers.
Yeah.
Again, Cinema Roulette does not support any of these violent actions. So, but after this little charade, I don't know, does that count? Charade, good term? I don't know.
Charade, yes.
No,
That'll work.
charade.
Charade. Okay, you'll
It's a
say
charade.
it like that. All right, yeah,
I
that
will.
counts. It's
Tyler shows a little bit of affection to Jared Leto, who plays Angel Face. And Edward Norton gets hella jealous and beats the shit out of Angel Face.
Yep.
To the point of, like, Tyler is just very disappointed and says, take him to a fucking hospital.
Yeah.
And then they go for a drive away from Fight Club. And Tyler kind of questions on how committed Jack is to this whole thing. Jack questions why Tyler didn't get him really involved with Project Mayhem.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you're involved as much as you want to get involved," or something like that.
I want to be involved, but you won't tell me anything. The first rule of Project Mayhem is you
You know
not
what I'm
ask
talking about?
questions.
Yeah, they just keep saying it in the backseat.
Shut up! Then Tyler basically crashes the car in a symbolic way of letting go. I don't know, he does. And then by the time Edward Norton recovers from the car crash, Tyler is gone. And he finds a bunch of airport passes and starts running around the United States looking for Tyler, finding fight clubs all over the country. That is until he reaches one final one where people keep calling him Sir. And also mentioning a death that no one else should know about except him and the people at the original Fight Club. Sorry. And then he calls Marla. Sorry, my brain just stopped.
You're good. You're good.
Calls Marla and is like, did we have sex? Oh, yes. Tyler started dating Marla. I forgot to mention that part.
You forgot the casual fucking.
It's not a thing, but it is not casual.
No,
That's
well,
some kinky shit that goes for hours.
There is some kinky shit, because earlier in the movie, she just comes over. It's not even dating. She just comes over for sex.
Which, hey, that's how you want to live. That's how you
Yeah,
live.
Exactly.
And then he's like, he asks, what is my name? Tyler Dern. Your name's Tyler Dern. It turns out they're the same person.
Yeah. Well, I think it was revealed earlier when he was talking to the one guy in the bar. He's like, who do you think I am? Tyler.
No, just, he keeps saying sir. He never says Tyler.
He does. He says
Mr. Durden.
Yeah, Mr. Durden. Yeah, because he's like, who do you think I am? Is this a test, sir? No, this is not a test. Who do you think I am? Tyler Durden.
I swear he doesn't say it because they saved the bill up for that big moment.
No,
where
he says it earlier.
Who do you think I am?
Are you sure this isn't a test?
No, this is not a test.
You're Mr. Durden. You're the one who gave me this.
Anyway,
Nice voice crack, me. Keep going.
Tyler shows up and is like, yo, she knows too much now. I'm gonna kinda go give her the Old Yeller treatment. Spoilers for Old Yeller.
So dark. Jesus.
Right? Well, she wears black all the time, so it's dark. That was a stretch. That was a stretch, and I don't care.
I feel like it should be like something. Okay, can we cut that?
Can we cut that one? The Jack passes out and wakes up finding a bunch of phone calls. I think by now he figures out what Project Mayhem is doing. They're going to explode all the credit card buildings, so that way, because he gets home and then he calls all the places that are in folders, and figures out they're all credit card companies and they're going to be bombed. So that way, all the debt is set to zero and America goes into anarchy.
Yep.
So he tries to go to the police, but Project Mayhem runs the police. He escapes them in his underwear and tries to defuses one of the bombs while fighting off Tyler.
Yeah.
But there's 10 more bombs, and Tyler kind of beats the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Finally, the narrator is up in the tower where Tyler is set to watch the entire thing go down. The narrator also tried to get Marla out of the city, but she was captured by Project Mayhem. I think you can even see people stand up on the bus as she gets on.
Yes. Yeah, like she runs towards the back of the bus and you just see people stand up. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were probably on there anyway. Because Tyler seems to also be able to predict the future in some ways.
He plans ahead for every little, like, what's the word?
Scenario.
There's just another word for it. I'll think of it. Keep going.
But Jack figures out that since Tyler is just in his head, that Tyler isn't the one holding the gun. He has the gun. And like all movies say, for some odd reason, he causes himself serious head trauma by shooting himself, which solves his crazy.
It's always head trauma. Always head drama.
I would mention the movies, but again, I don't like spoiling stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Marla comes up and he apologizes because he realizes he does like her.
Yeah. And he's been, kind of a dick to her.
And then all the buildings blow up except the one they're in because, why would you kill yourself? That'd be stupid. Well, all the buildings blow up and the film ends after showing us a massive cock.
Yep. And we actually got through the synopsis without the recording fucking up. Don't do it. Please. Justin, no, please. Justin!
Anyway, hi. So, one fun fact about Marla Singer, though.
Yes.
Because I mentioned in the synopsis last time, but I'll mention it now. There was only one woman in America named Marla Singer, so they had to message her and ask if they could legally use her name.
Yeah, because if it's a common name, it's like, oh, it's not this one, it's the other one. But no, if there's one person, it may sound like David Finch is trying to slander you. So.
Especially when she is a constant liar, thief, and smokes and is a constant sex addict.
Yeah.
Yet still a likable enough person.
It is bizarre how likable she is.
Like, oh yeah, you can see why Jack is mad at her, but you also 100% understand he's a hypocrite.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he starts out with the hypocrite. He's like, "Oh, you're just what was the phrase?
Tourist.
You're just a tourist." And she's like, "Yeah, I was." And it's just like, "Yeah, so were you, buddy."
I'll expose you, and I'll expose you.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess character-wise, just everyone does fantastic. Like,
oh yeah,
just giving their fucking A game on this.
Edward Norton, Helena Bonham Carter, and obviously the standout is Brad Pitt as Tyler Durden. He's just having a fucking ball in this movie.
But they at least keep Edward Norton interesting enough.
Yes.
So that way, when Tyler disappears for that section, you don't miss him too much.
No, exactly, because, he is the narrator. Edward Norton's the guy who you follow. He's the main character. So...
And with some cynical views, yeah, you can always kind of be like, yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from here. Like, who honestly wouldn't want to get their boss almost arrested and then paid for basically the rest of their life?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I'm sure people who work that kind of shitty-ass fucking office job dream about that every single day.
But, okay. I'm trying to think of how to segue here, because I'm still talking about characters. It's just hard to move on to certain things.
That's fine.
Because, like, Tyler he's kind of a manifestation of toxic masculinity in a way.
Yes.
He's a man who wants to get into fights. He drinks. Fuck the system. Fuck what people say. Fuck emotion.
Yeah, exactly, and all that. He has sex with the woman constantly.
It's all about fucking them women, even though there's totally homosexual tension.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're totally straight. They're just, sitting in the bathroom together, naked and talking completely casually.
Now I'm just thinking of Silence of the Lambs. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
Not sure if that's a bad example or not. And I am not saying that any homosexual themes in this is a bad thing.
Yeah,
Internet.
exactly. It's mostly just there to show just toxic masculinity.
And how it's bad. Actually, the whole film is just about how extremes are not good in any way.
Exactly, so...
You have to find the good middle ground. Well, okay, that makes it sound like being extremely gay is bad. No.
Oh, we're talking strictly sexual?
Well, I was just... Because we kind
of... Are we
of grouped
talking
them all
anarchist? Like...
Well, because at first he's just a consumer. He's going with the flow.
Yeah.
That's where he is at the beginning of the film. And then near the end, Tyler is complete anarchist.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck the system. Fuck consumerism.
Yep.
And then Jack just kind of realizes, wait, both of these are terrible ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Both of these are going way too far. You have to have a good middle ground there.
Yeah, he draws the, okay, besides blowing up a storefront, the pranks were pretty harmless.
Yeah, no one dies. And maybe the the big giant bull thing running through the office. That was dangerous, but
no one was at the shop.
yeah, no one dies from it. The only person who dies is the character played by Meatloaf, I think, later. Yeah? Bob, yeah.
Bob had bitch tits.
Yeah. Yeah, he dies from getting a headshot. Like, there are no civilians or cops, I don't think, that are actually killed in the movie.
Yeah, but that is the line where Jack realizes things are too far. And
Yes.
fuck that headshot, man. Like, not in the scene.
No, you don't even see it, but you see the wound after he takes off his head thing, so...
Yeah, after they take off his ski mask, you just see, like, the back of his head basically just let
Fall
out.
off.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting, because everyone's like, oh, we need a doctor, and I'm just like, that motherfucker's dead. No doctor can fix that.
Yeah, and that's... It's odd to say. I was about to say something like, wow, no shit, Sherlock. It's like, that is a solid line. Once people start getting killed, you're probably going a bit far.
Yeah.
Far towards a line that isn't the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the characters very much help with this sort of whole talk of toxic masculinity and extremes.
Yeah.
Because, like, Mara Wilson... Nope. I fucked it up. Marla Singer.
Yep.
Not the child actor. She kind of starts in the middle, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she isn't as dedicated to a job or something like Jack is, but...
Well, she's in poverty, basically. She, like, steals clothes and food things from trucks.
You never find out why.
Yeah.
But she seems to be doing fine enough for herself.
Well, she's... If by fine for herself, I mean just barely scraping by, yeah.
She has food and he has a roof. That's more than some people.
Yeah.
That's living for the most part. I mean, she still finds time to spare.
Mm-hmm.
So she is kind of the perfect middle ground, which is probably why Tyler shows up, is because the consumer version of Jack is like, no, she's terrible. She's a horrible, stinky woman. And Tyler's like, bitch is hot,
Yeah.
though. I don't know, I just... trying to think of how to fucking move.
Because there's a lot to go over. So,
There's a lot of
theme-wise.
themes here. There's a lot of deeper implication, and then other people tell me I'm wrong, but I don't care. I'm not wrong. I enjoyed this movie.
Yes.
It's all opinion, man. Cameron, stop saying so quiet and join the conversation.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying. You're doing such a good job explaining. I just feel like there's nothing for me to add without sounding redundant.
I know, but it's a two-person podcast.
I
man.
know it is. It's just there's not much more I can add to it.
That's the end of Fight Club. See you next week.
Fucking
Well, actually, shit.
what?
Because Tyler's even kind of against toxic masculinity in a certain extent. Like when they're on the bus and they point at I think it's Gucci or something, or it's Gucci, like Gucci. It's the underwear.
Oh, Gucci.
Is it Gucci? Is
Gucci,
that exactly?
a Gucci
Where's
bag,
the
yeah.
H?
Gucci. Oh, it was Gucci. Gucci. Wait.
I'm going to call it Gucci. It's Victoria's Secret. It's that sort of expensive underwear modeling. And they see an ad for it. Jack goes, "Is that what a perfect man looks like?" And Tyler just kind of laughs.
Yeah. With that super weird laugh face, and he's like, or something. It's a weird fucking
That's
laugh
almost
he
a
has.
Tommy Wiseau style laugh.
It
It's just
really
missing
is.
the accent.
Just, he opens his mouth. Yeah. He opens his mouth every time and just goes, ha ha ha. Like that. It's weird. Yeah. Like, ha ha ha. What the funny story, Mark.
It's fucking dumb. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, he's going over that and the themes of anarchy, obviously. So.
Well, yeah, because this was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
Luckily, consumerism has gone down. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to watch Iron Man drink a Coke. Wasn't he... I think that's from Iron Man 2. He's like drinking a Pepsi or something, and he's sitting in a donut for Dunkin' Donuts or Country Donuts or something.
Fucking God. Because I know in Power Rangers they really
Krispy
pushed the
Kreme.
Krispy Kreme. We gotta go the Krispy Kreme, man, because the main villain goes in there and orders a donut or some shit like that.
Oh, she does, yeah.
It's so fucking dumb. And all the advertising signs in Man of Steel too, like all the different backgrounds.
What am I? Oh, I'm thinking of a Netflix show. It's called I Think You Should Leave. And there's this great skit where it's supposed to be like, you know the show Riverdale? It's a high school
yes, I do.
based off the Archies. Yes. It's basically a parody of Riverdale, and two students are having a dramatic moment because her boyfriend cheated. Yeah. But then the principal tells them to get to class, and he's wearing... Before the show started, there was a shirt called the Tuggy, which is just a bottle cap on a shirt. It's a shirt you can pull whenever you want. And all of a sudden, the principal's wearing one. They're like, wow, nice shirt. Yeah, it's a Tuggy. It's super comfortable. You can tug on it all you want. And it goes on so long that for the recap for the episode later in the show has the advertisement in it.
That's amazing.
I know some people wonder if like the advertising in this movie is parody or not because there's so much Pepsi in it. Which, yes, I'm going to go with yes and just move on.
Yeah.
It's like, is that supposed to be ironic or did they just not know? Or they not believe in what they're saying? It's like, no, they know exactly what they're fucking doing. Speaking of knowing exactly what they're doing, the twist.
Yeah. One of, honestly, the great twists in cinema, seriously. And it's a one that's been done before, but the way they do it and the way they foreshadow it is so fucking clever.
By my count, because I've seen this film so many times I wanted to finally count, there are 50 hints on what the twist is before it happens.
At least 50. 50 that we picked up on.
That depends if you count every line they say that hints at. If there was one conversation, I usually just let that go as one.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things when you really think about it, it's like, this twist should have been super fucking obvious.
I know some people are pretentious and they're like, this movie isn't that good. I guess the twist before it happened.
Bullshit.
No, I can see if you guess the twist. Yeah. I can see, because there's so many hints.
Yeah. But it's like, it's done in such a way that you don't really pick up on it right away. It's crazy.
And you said you thought it was a glitch at first, because for the opening of the film before Tyler appears, you see him flash for a frame.
Yeah, it does that like at least 5 or 6 times. It flashes image somewhere. Yeah.
And you thought it was a glitch because you got a totally illegal copy.
Yes.
Of the film.
But no, it was, it's actually in the film. That's how David Fincher put it in the film. So.
Yeah, his clean direction in this just works so fucking well.
Hell yeah.
I always found that weird with David Fincher, is the way he makes his sets, except for the dilapidated house they live in, they're this weird level of clean.
Yeah, they always have almost this sterile look to them. Yet a lot of times it looks dirty. It's weird.
Yeah, I think it's like a weird green lighting to it all.
I think it's a mix of how he makes his sets and how he shoots it with his camera. Like, it's very smooth, very...
Well, actually, this one, he doesn't keep that sort of smoothness. Yeah. This is probably like his least smooth that I can think of, that I've seen at least. I haven't seen his earlier stuff like The Game or Alien 3.
Well, 7 was the first movie he made. Well, the second movie after Alien 3, so...
Oh, sorry, he didn't make Alien 3. That was Alan Smithy.
Oh, yes, sorry.
I keep moving. I hope that doesn't fuck up the recording too much.
You're okay.
Okay.
You're okay.
But his direction is always so fucking good. And the CG in this, even though it's late 90s?
I think it was 97. Let me look that up what year. Or 99 or something like that.
But yeah, even for a time, the CG, besides like 1 or 2 moments... It looks super solid.
Yeah, there's like a lot of movies from this time period, the CG really doesn't hold up. Yeah, 99.
99, yeah, almost 2000s.
But yeah, like a lot of films from that era, the CG doesn't hold up, but the way he uses it is great, honestly.
I think because most of the time when it's used, it's dark.
Yes, it's not. There's nothing like bright or anything.
Dark CGI always looks better, in my opinion.
Yeah, like it's not for like a few shots from The Mummy or something where the CG hasn't aged well, but... It's like, no, it's mostly in dark places, and it's things that I think are easy to render, too.
Except the sex scene.
Well, yeah, except the sex scene, but like most of the time it's furniture or something, like spinning around an oven or a fridge or something like
Yeah.
that. Things that are really easy around, are not trying to like make this big complicated monster and failing. So, but yeah, the sex scene, even the sex scene looks really well done for a fake sex, because they CG'd their faces onto their bodies clearly.
Yeah.
So,
And still look better than Genie. Oh my god.
that was
Is that too easy of a blow?
achievement unlocked, easy, whatever it was.
Shooting fish in a barrel. Let's
yeah.
go with.
Yes.
Ta-ding. Oh. Yeah, I'm jumping around at this point.
It's fine.
Cameron, draw where we're going next.
Draw.
Draw where we're
Gee,
going.
I don't have paper, Justin.
Use your words.
Let me paint you a picture with my mind.
Okay.
On second thought, let's not do this.
Well, paint the fucking picture. Where the fuck are we going?
Okay. So we talked about the fucking
Because I kind of jumped around. I went from characters, the twist, and then camera work.
camera work. Well, yeah, that, and we did talk about the anarchist themes already. So, do you think that's good, or is there anything else you want to say on the themes, quote unquote?
There is one thing where people, for some reason, think Tyler is the good guy.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to.
I don't think it's a lot.
No.
But there's a good group. No, well, they're not good, but there's a group on the internet of
Yeah.
people who are like, "Oh, Tyler makes so much sense. He's the good guy. He's the literal imagination of a madman."
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people tend to, like a good chunk of them, like I said, tend to misconstrue the whole message of the movie. It's like all these things that are bad, they're portrayed to be bad.
Yeah, it's not the fact of like, oh, completely fuck the system. No, it's think, idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you don't think, you'll end up on one of the extremes. You
Yes.
have to think in order to make sure you know what is right and what is wrong.
Yes.
It's that because this is a coming of age story. A lot of people say, but not for
I
little
think Fincher himself said it was a kind of a coming of age story.
Yeah, it's
so.
coming where something like The Graduate is a coming of age story for someone in their early 20s. This is for someone in their
30s.
yeah,
I'd
like
say.
30s is what I think Fincher says as
Yeah.
well. And yeah, that sounds like a time when you'd be like, what the fuck is going on with life?
Yeah, especially
Cameron,
someone like.
what's it like? Old ass man.
I'm not that old. I'm
How old?
not in my 30s yet.
Close.
Fucking no, I mean I am, but I'll be young forever, so who cares? Fucking especially for someone who works a shitty ass office job like he does, I'm sure at this point in his life he'd be questioning, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
So
So he tries to make his life more interesting and realizes that goes too far and
yeah,
has to find a happy middle.
exactly. But well, presumably he finds a happy middle after he blows up 10 skyscrapers in the city.
Hopefully he can in an anarchy-filled America.
Yeah.
If Tyler is correct.
Yeah, so because presumably after that all the credit cards are wiped.
But yeah, just that whole thing of people thinking Tyler is right. He's the bad guy.
Yeah, he's clearly the bad guy if you think about it for 5 seconds.
But he makes so much sense. You realize the message of this movie is, yes, he made sense until you think about it some more.
Yes. Yeah, not everything is on a superficial level. You have to think about it a bit more.
There's not a black and white. There's a
No.
gray.
Yeah, very gray area. Yeah. We covered quite a bit there, didn't we? Actually, that
Yeah,
was
we-
good.
I know. We're fucking amazing.
Man, music stood out to us this time.
Music was really interesting.
Yeah, because we'd seen this before, but I guess I just never really paid attention to the music as much. But it was a good mix of almost this industrial rock, kind of like Nine Inch Nails, and then there was also
There was jazz.
jazz, like during the infiltration scenes, like a do thing or something. But
There's jazz. There's some good quieter pieces.
yes,
Well,
almost like techno at times.
techno sometimes. Some. I think there was some classical thrown in as
Yeah.
well.
There was. I think there was that creepy thing from 2001 when they were fighting the that one with the choir.
Yeah. There's just a lot of there's such a nice mix of it, and all of it works without throwing you out of the film too much.
Yeah, just it fits with the style because this film has a very kinetic energy to it. Like, has a very fast like pace to it. Like, the editing is very fast, and like there's different things that they do. Like, they sometimes look right at the camera and address the audience and stuff like that. It's just,
Oh yeah, there's fourth wall breaks, which
all
are
the
great.
time, all the time, and it just has this energy to it, and that just added to it immensely. So.
Also, if you want to know what the intro song for the movie is, I think it's called "Stealing Fat." So-
Nice. Goes along with the theme of the movie where they literally steal fat and make soap with it.
Yeah, the scene where
So-
they steal fat is the opening of the song they use in the intro. So, that's probably my favorite song from the movie. That I
Yeah.
think I have that on my iPod actually.
Nice.
Through,
Completely legal means.
but that kind of goes to the tone in a sense because
Yeah. Because this film does get dark at times, but it still is almost...
comedic.
Yeah.
It's the best gay rom-com I've ever seen.
That's the best review so far that we've seen.
Yeah, that's one good. And you can see that in Letterboxd, one of the top reviews.
Yeah.
From Brad Pitt, not the real Brad Pitt.
Yeah, a guy going as under the name Brad Pitt.
I think he's pretty famous on Letterboxd. Like, he's one of the top reviewers.
Oh,
sort of
really?
things. Yeah.
Not Brad Pitt.
But yeah, all the fourth wall breaks are pretty funny. The cynicalness makes for good dark humor.
It does at times a lot, yeah.
Like when he's describing his job and the horrible accents he sees, we find out he's talking to a woman on a plane.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Which car company do you work for?" "A major one." But that was technically a dream. It's weird that.
Yeah.
It's during the
I
scene.
would like to think he just talks to random ass people about that. That is funny.
I would. If I do horrible stuff.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man. It'd be great. Well, unless you're, like, famous in
Yeah.
some ways, then you couldn't do that. Because then people know, like, this person knows. This person snitched.
Because, yeah, and this film does, too, like, play a lot with, like, you know, like, it's basically Tyler Durden just, like, it plays with the idea that he's saying things that everyone's thinking, but no one has the balls to say. That was weird. Okay. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where, like I said earlier, I was on a flow and you interrupted.
Sorry.
But yeah, he's saying things that people are right on the tips of tongues, and people are just too afraid to say. Like, he's like, you know, when they start the Fight Club, he's like, we're just doing, like, everyone wanted to do it. It was there. Just we kind of pushed them in the right direction. It has a very, like, anarchist tone in that way. So...
I know some people would call that, like, pretentious, which I understand that. Yeah, the movie could be seen as pretentious in a few ways.
Yeah.
But I don't mind a blunt message if it's done well like this.
Yeah, especially nowadays, there are certain things that really have to be said in a blunt manner for it to get through some people's skulls.
Seriously.
So to say, just say it least without getting into it. I think that's the best way to put it.
I was gonna say something too. Oh, one of my favorite jokes in the film, actually, that I didn't realize till this watch through. Because the film opens with Tyler holding a gun in Jack's mouth. Mm-hmm. And then Jack basically flashes us back. And as Tyler pulled the gun out, he said, "I still can't think of anything. No, I can't think of anything." And then when we get to that scene, he goes, "I still can't think of anything." And Tyler just goes, "Huh, flashback humor."
So Clara, this is another one of those films where you could watch it like a million times and still pick up on new things every time you watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure I missed something in
It's
the
just-
background for the count.
It's loaded with things like that. Like, it's a ridiculous amount.
For one of the hard ones to spot, on the phone where he calls Tyler, it says it cannot receive calls.
Yeah, it says like no outgoing calls or something like that.
No incoming.
No
it would
incoming.
be.
No, it would be outgoing because you're calling the payphone.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be incoming because it's coming to the payphone?
I guess. Yeah. Payphones are really not a thing anymore. We don't know how they work.
I think we don't know how they work. You put money in and just you
dial
hear another
it and-
person. What the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Says his name's Tyler. It's fucking weird. But no incoming calls, and yet he receives a phone call from Tyler. Says he calls him back. He's like, I never answer. I never actually answer. Pick up on my phone, something like that.
There's a lot of stuff like those. watching it a second time makes the movie funnier when you see all those little hints.
Yeah, and again, like if you didn't get the twist, like 90% probably of people watching it didn't. It's like this should be super obvious where it's going, but it wasn't.
Which I love twists like that when you're able to look back and be like, oh, that's how that worked. I'm trying to think of some movies where you can't see, where like, actually, Girl with Dragon Tattoo without giving anything away, because that's a murder mystery.
Yeah.
I always ask you like if there was any way to really see the villain coming. Mm-hmm. There's not really, which kind of is the one thing that bugs me about that movie.
I was isn't a movie, but Space Dandy.
Space Dandy's twist is really great.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that at all. I guess there's a way you could see it coming, but it would be really hard to.
Yeah, like once you see the ending, you realize, oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll get to that at some point.
I fucking love that show.
That's such a great one. I'm trying to think of how much else we got in the movie, though.
Yeah, because we're at 51, so.
A good amount of hours.
Yeah, look at that. We actually got through what we wanted to say a lot quicker than I thought we would. It's only 7:30, man. Or 6:30?
I mean,
is it 6:30 or 7:30? Fucking 6:30, yeah? Look at us. Look at us.
They can't. It's an
We're
audio podcast.
So good.
Look at this great picture. Tumblr art. The artist's link is down below. Please just support them.
Look at us. Look at that beautiful art. Look.
We look nothing like that. We're so much fatter.
Well, you maybe, but.
I mean, if you'd like to lie to yourself, dude, that's good.
I'm not super heavy. I'm a little bit fat, but
We're both fatter than the drawings. I can say that.
Yeah, but
That's why I was saying, and you were like, "No, well, maybe you are."
it was a joke. Jesus.
Fuck you. But yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry. I need a moment. Just your mocking voice was funny to me. It was such an amateur.
you played the bomb.
All right, go on.
But I mean, there is more to like go into on the
But
on
that
the
would take like a long.
on the themes of masculinity. But one, I don't feel 100% well, not comfortable. I'm trying to think of the proper word. I don't feel like I know enough about toxic masculinity to the point where I can go into great detail about everything.
I just know that I fucking hate it.
I never followed it.
No.
I'm totally a beta male, man.
Fuck off with beta. Fuck you. Alpha male beta. Fuck off with that shit.
Seriously. Oh, you guys just don't think Tyler's a good guy because you're a bunch of betas.
I just want to punch a person in the face who fucking
See,
says
that's
that.
talking like an alpha male.
Go fuck
Yeah. Like,
I'll take that fucking beer from your hand and your jock cap and just shove it up your fucking ass. Fuck off.
tried there.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something like a jock, like a Letterman jacket or something, but and choke him with it. I think that's what I was going for.
Cornelius! It's me!
But
Are you just cutting back there?
sure.
You just went, boy. That was like no fucking segue.
Fine. Ram. That was a segue running by.
No, that's worse. I'd rather you just cut in.
Okay.
Didn't have this stupid fucking pun like that.
Anyway, like I was saying, there are a lot of themes in this movie. We lightly cover them, mostly because there are video essays of people who are much more qualified for talking about it.
It is one of those movies that's been talked about enough to where if you really want to delve more into the themes, I think there's an entire essay on just the toxic masculinity alone.
There's also one about the homoerotic vibes within the film.
Just alone, there's several different video essays you can definitely look up on YouTube.
My cute little puppy is drinking water, but it's picked up by the microphone.
So thirsty.
He's so hot. I want you to keep that in just so they know I have a cute little
Oh,
puppy.
I will. Don't worry. I was planning on keeping that part in.
Okay, thanks, cute little puppy.
We're gonna talk like you. Oh.
Dog drinking water montage.
Yes. Ginger, you're so cute.
Ginger, you interrupting slut.
Ginger, you cute little whore.
Whoa, don't call my dog that. I would never call my dog that.
You just did dinner.
Did no such thing. You have no proof.
But just clacketing along the floor. It's so cute.
It is.
But anyway, as I was saying, there are entire video essays you could leave. You could watch. Thanks, Brain. Watch and leave are the same thing, right? You could watch on YouTube. So definitely look those up.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
That's about it on Fight Club? Well, it's time to spin the wheel at least.
Gee, I wonder where we're gonna land on.
Right?
How long has you fucking said it?
Hold on, can I spin it again?
Is it gonna...
Roulette!
Was that 30 seconds?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly 30 seconds.
Fucking God. Can't fucking believe that.
Let's spin it again!
No! God damn it, Justin!